Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Welcome to another video from Stepping Towards Liberation Group. Today's topic is temples should be thought-provoking and informative. Let's get into the topic. We just listed few points here just to be a little organized. It is not mandatory that we stick only to these bullet points. These points are just for our reference to discuss this topic. So the topic is Hindu temples should be thought-provoking and informative. It is not necessarily only Hindu temples we are discussing here. In general, any religious organizations like Hindu temples or Muslim or Christian organizations like churches or any other things, they all should be thought-provoking and informative. That is the topic here. So there's a lot of things we can discuss here, but let's try to do our best discussing this topic here. So we just listed 3 points here. So the first point is, in general, what happens at the temple. So if anybody who is watching this video are Hindus, they very well know what exactly will happen in all Hindu temples. So usually when we go to temple, they give a tirtham and prasadam. They do archana, or they perform some rituals, and some activities, religious activities will be there. So that is a general things which will be happening at the temple. Our main point is not to discuss in detail about what will happen at the temple. Just we are discussing the topic that temples should be thought-provoking. So let's not discuss too much about what will happen at the Hindu temples. I think most of us will are already aware of what will happen at the temple. So point B and C here are discussing something here. So any educational institutions like any college, any graduation or anything, the organization is mainly focused on building your career. Okay, so the main focus of the educational institutions is to give you a proper knowledge, so that using that knowledge you will be able to fetch some job outside, or you can start something on your own or whatever, and you can make your career start. Okay, so because the main focus is to build your career, so they teach those topics, and you will get a knowledge once you get through the organizational course. So whether it's a graduation or undergraduation or whatever it is, so you will have some knowledge, and based on the knowledge, you go and apply for any jobs, or you start your own thing, and then you start your career. So educational institutions are focusing that, and they're having a curriculum or syllabus based on what person should be given, a student should be given to build his career, his or her career, to get started. Okay. So now the thing is, then what temples are doing? Okay, temples should be focus on one thing. Okay, so what is that? The point is, temple should focus to help a devotee who visit the temple to help in their self-realization. The ultimate goal of life is self-realization. Okay, whether you are a Hindu or Muslim or Christian, the ultimate goal of your life is to realize the self. Okay, that is ultimate goal. So when educational institutions are focusing to build your career, the temples should be focusing on helping everyone for their self-realization. How they should help is a different thing, but they should mainly focus on that one. That is the main purpose of the temple. The main purpose of the temple is not only to do rituals and problem solving. Along with that, they should do something more. Okay, that is what is we are discussing here. Okay, so now we understood the difference between the educational institutions and temples. Educational institutions are focusing mainly to build your career, and temples should focus mainly helping everyone, guiding them towards self-realization. Okay, so now how a temple should handle that? That is the main topic here today. So we'll discuss now. So what a temple should do is not just to give tirtham and prasadam and send a devotee. They should do something to make a devotee who come to the temple to think about self-realization. First of all, many people don't know what is self-realization. Okay. And on top of that, they don't know how to achieve it. But some people don't even know what is self-realization, what is the human life, what is the purpose of life. Nobody knows. Many people don't know. I just asked a couple of people just for a testing purpose, and they told like, what is the ultimate goal of your life? Means they told like, I need to get into some good job, and I need to do something very constructive or something. But nobody told. I think whomever I asked, nobody has told that I need to realize myself. That is my ultimate goal of life. Nobody told. So nobody means like it's. I did not. I'm not talking about too many people, but at least in general, some few people I asked, and they told that they have everybody has a different vision of life. But the ultimate goal of life for any human being should be self-realization, which is what the scriptures are telling and our philosophy is telling. Okay, but people are not focusing much because they don't know what it is, and nobody is teaching that. All educational institutions are focusing only on their career. Okay, so there is no possibility that they are aware of this, right? So that's what we are discussing here. So there is a gap in the educational institutions itself. But there is a gap means like, but their main focus is not to give you self-realization. Educational institutions. That's why they don't have any syllabus for that. But we are not commenting them because their main focus is to build our career. So they have a syllabus based on that, and they're doing that. But temples are there for different purpose. So then temples should do what they are supposed to do. That's what we are discussing here. Okay, so how a temple can thought provoke a human being, a person who comes to the temple. There are so many ways a temple can influence a devotee. Okay, that is what we are discussing here. So there are multiple ways to do that. So one of the ways is they should display some text from scriptures, selected verses with translations on the walls, etc. There's a lot of room in the temple. They can display so many things in the temple which will be thought provoking from scriptures. It's not like we have to create something new and display in the temple. Okay, there are a lot of scriptures. There are so many things available in scriptures. They have so many verses. And we should select something and put it on the wall, display it in the temple wall, so that if any devotee comes, they will they may not read every time, but some devotee may have time and they may go through that text what is on the displayed in the temple. So maybe at one point, or some people may get some thinking like, what is this? What they're telling on this display? So maybe their self-realization journey may start. Okay, there is a possibility. So it's not that everybody who is coming to the temple will read that and get influenced by that. But there are people who sometimes may get influenced. Okay, there may be somebody who can be influenced, but we never know. But the temple's responsibility, according to me, is to display something and put something knowledgeable, informative in the temples. That is what we are telling here. The other ways, like there are multiple ways a temple can be informative. Okay. So the first thing is whatever I already discussed, which is displaying some scriptures, texts from scripture, which will be thought provoking. So that's what we should do. And the other one is there are so many rituals going in the temple, and all the rituals, whatever we are doing in temples, their ultimate goal is to help a person who is in trouble, and also at the end to attain the self-realization. There are so many things which will be focusing on that. Okay. Not every ritual I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any ritual or what is the purpose of a ritual or nothing. So we are just taking a small example like, okay, there is a abhishekam which will take place in most of the temples every week. Okay, there is a lot of importance to that. Okay. So the thing is, I attend so many abhishekams uh, in the temple, and I very rarely see priest explaining about what they are doing. Okay. They start doing it, they chant mantras, and they do the abhishekam with milk, curd, honey, any other items. Okay, we don't need to discuss too much of detail. They will do it. Okay, and they will chant the mantra and they will keep performing the ritual. Okay, but the thing is, what we are discussing here is display something importance of abhishekam. Okay, what is the benefit a devotee will get if they sit and look at the abhishekam? Okay, or if they bring milk, or doesn't matter whether they bring milk or they bring the item or not, but sitting there and listening to the rituals, listening to the chantings, and then watching the abhishekam, there is a lot of value in that one. Scriptures and philosophy is telling that. Okay, so what we are discussing here is the temples should display and explain the importance of abhishekam or any ritual what they are doing. Okay, small talk by priest will help a devotee to get a feel, and then their focus will be more. Okay, so once priest explains a little bit of, he takes a minute or so and tell that they are going to start something which has got a huge importance, then immediately the people who are there, the devotees who are sitting there, their focus will change. Okay, because nobody has told before, and the priest is telling that once you focus more on this, you will have a benefit. Everybody in this world, if there is any benefit, they will do it. So when the ritual is happening, like any abhishekam or any other ritual, priest will know very well what is the purpose of that ritual and what uh, they are going to get. What people who are watching that or performing that ritual are going to get benefit. So if once the thing is explained by a priest, then automatically devotee will get more focus, and the ritual will be very helpful to others, everyone. And other thing is, the second point, what is displayed here is display the importance on and benefits of attending and participating in the ritual at a high level. Okay, the same thing. I think the first uh, A and B both are telling the same. The first one is we are telling to display the importance. Like maybe they can have a small write-up explaining each and every benefit. Like milk abhishekam, once they see milk abhishekam, they will get this benefit. Honey, when honey is used for abhishekam, and when a devotee attend that one and see that one, he will get a peace of mind. Example I'm telling. So there is a two ways of helping people. One is to display the importance of this abhishekam and keep it uh, displayed in the temple, or priest can start telling that before that ritual is happening. The both ways they can do it. Okay, and then those are the two things which will help every devotee coming to the temple, because I see, because I don't want to discuss too much because it is a kind of so many things we can discuss here, but because whenever there is a abhishekam at the temple, there are very few people attending that. That it's not, you don't see too much of crowd. There is too much of crowd in some occasions, but I'm not telling every occasion nobody, not too many people, but very rarely people go at the temple. I think very rarely we will see the full house kind of. That's what I mean. Yeah, full house means like something is going on. The temple is fully packed. That situation is very rare. Okay. So some important days, like any religious specific importance, those days everybody, most of the people will come. But other weeks, other days, um, regularly whatever happens at the temple, you see very less crowd, very less people attending that. So the thing is, A and B is okay. I think we pretty much discussed in detail. The second, this point 3, C, which says, tell any verse translation from Bhagavad Gita every day before Aarti. So Bhagavad Gita has so many things. It's a kind of a Bible kind of thing for us. It says everything. But thing is, what we are discussing here is, in any temple there will be Aarti time. That usually at around 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. It depends on the temple schedule. So what happens is, like most of the people, the devotees will assemble for Aarti. Okay, when suppose 8 o'clock Aarti is there, and devotees, some people, most of the sometimes we see devotees maybe regularly or weekly once or twice or whatever possible, right? They'll focus on what is Aarti time. They'll check with the priest or with the temple management when is Aarti time, and they may come for Aarti. Okay. So Aarti is one of the very regular ritual happening in every temple. Okay, so that will happen in a regular basis. Every day it will happen. So what we are telling here is, like before Aarti, we see so many people assemble there. Okay, why don't priest who is doing Aarti tell a small translation from Bhagavad Gita and start the Aarti? Okay, so for example, just for example, a priest can select a few verses from Bhagavad Gita and tell one verse a day, okay, and then do Aarti. For example, Bhagavan Krishna said, surrender unto me, I will take care of everything. That is one thing which a priest can tell. So from Bhagavad Gita, we are reading now, and we can tell that Bhagavan Krishna said, surrender unto me, I will take care of everything. And then they can do the arti. So the people who are assembled there, maybe they'll think, what is this? Lord Krishna said, surrender unto me, I will take care of everything. What is the surrender? They should have a question. They will get a question. Okay? Especially some kids. Okay. Suppose their kids are young people who don't know much about Bhagavad Gita or something, or other scriptures. They will think, what is this Bhagavan Krishna is telling? I need to know a little bit more. Maybe in the next day when they come for Aarti, they will tell, what is surrender? Bhagavan Krishna said, surrender means what? Okay, that they can tell. Maybe the other day they can tell that. One more thing from Bhagavad Gita they can tell. You take any fruit or anything, you give it to me, but you have to give it with your heart. Then I will take. So that is one thing they can do it. They can tell. Okay. Other thing is, you do anything as an offering to me. Okay, then you will not have any problem. So that kind of things. And also, don't worry about all your previous things. Just think about me, I will take care of you. There are so many things. Bhagavad Gita has 700 slokas. So they can take a few of them which are thought-provoking. Like, thought-provoking means the Bhagavad Gita starts with the very first sloka saying that Pandavas and Kauravas assembled in the battlefield. Okay. So what I mean is like, there is no need to discuss or just tell that verse before Arati. Pandavas and Kauravas assembled in Kurukshetra. It doesn't make any sense for any devotee, right? Just so the thing is, what we are thinking is, what we are discussing here is to select some verses from Bhagavad Gita which are thought provoking. Like Bhagavan Krishna said, don't worry, don't be afraid, I will take care of you. Just to surrender unto me, I will take care of you. Do anything, eat anything, okay, as an offering to me. Okay. Do offer and take it as a prasadam. Then no problem. Okay. So many things are there. So those kind of things, thought-provoking things, the temple management should do some work or exercise on this one. And they should select some things, and then what they should come up with a plan. Like, okay, during Aarti, before Aarti, you tell this, or select from one of the translation, and pick anything and tell to devotees every day, daily one, okay, like that. So that is what. Let's not discuss too much, because if you discuss too much, the video will go too much lengthy. Okay, so that is what is the thing which we are telling in the C. The next thing is D. What is that we are telling in point 3D? Conduct more and more classes to explain people about the basics of Vedanta and what is the purpose of life. Okay, at least monthly once this should be conducted. It means what we are writing here is, definitely the Vedanta basics most of the people don't know. Maybe young people or a few people who are little aged also, they may not have much basics of Vedanta. Especially the main thing is the purpose of life is not clear to many people around the world. Okay. So the main thing is, temple should take an initiative and make a small kind of some lecture or something, small class, maybe half an hour or 1 hour. They should educate people. Like they should not call everybody every day. They need not tell this, but actually they should have some small kind of they should come up with some half an hour to 1 hour session where they should tell that the purpose of life is not to live the life just like that and die. Okay. The purpose of life is not to get a good job or that one. That is all part of life. It is not the purpose of life. There is a difference between the part of life and purpose of life. Part of life is you have to go, you have to live the life, you have to do the job, and you have to lead your family. You have to do visit the places, you have to enjoy, you have to get wealth, and you have to help others, and so many things. But that is just to lead the life, how we have to lead the life. But what is actual purpose of life? Purpose of life means what you will do, you should do with your life, because you got a human birth. Try to get elevated, and there is a soul, okay, which you have a soul. So your soul is now at a certain state. Okay, now you have to improve that one. You have to develop and make sure that you're not born again or something. Because I don't want to go too much detail, because the topic is very difficult to keep it very short. Okay, that's very difficult because the Vedanta topics are very, very, very fast. What we are telling is like just they should come up with some small session, and they should keep repeating that every month once, because we never know, like every month this keep on attending, keep on conducting this. New devotees, any devotee who have time, and they will attend that session, and they will get some knowledge, right? What is the purpose of life and all those things. If you keep telling every month, monthly once, every month, if you keep on telling, definitely it will get benefit for some people. Okay. So the next one is E from point 3. Okay. This is very important actually. So if you go to any Hindu temple, we always see that the priests will do rituals, and they are busy there. Okay. There are very, not, I'm not telling nowhere it is there, but the thing is, what we are discussing here is, have a dedicated priest. Okay. If suppose a devotee have a question about what is Hinduism, what is that, why we are doing this, what is this temple for, okay, what is the deity we are worshipping here, okay, what rituals we will do, what we will get, actually what is the life. I have some personal questions also, like that. The devotee will have a lot of questions, right? The thing is, and also sometimes maybe not non-Hindu who will come with some of their friends, and they don't have any idea about what is Hinduism and what is that we are doing at the temple. So they should have a question. They should have a priest, dedicated priest, or some authority who can answer anybody's question. Okay. So if maybe some kids will have some question. Yeah, kids will have a lot of questions. Okay. Suppose they have some question, which usually kids have so many questions. The parents should take care of it. But I'm not talking about a small kid, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years kids. The people, kids are little grown up, maybe a graduate, or a kid who is going to college has some question. Okay, what is this? Why we have to come to temple every day, or why we have to attend this? Why your temple is doing this? What is the purpose of this? Like that, they have some questions. What is Hinduism? Why? What is this? Self-realization means what? They have a lot of questions. So, what is this prasadam? Why you are distributing prasadam here? What is this? You are giving turmeric and kumkum. Kumkum means like the crimson powder. And why are we putting all this? Is it? Is there any importance? So many questions will be there for so many people. So there should be some dedicated priest, okay, or somebody at the temple who can answer questions. I think I would like to mention one thing here is, when I go to ISKCON, this ISKCON is doing a very good job, and really they have a lot of devotees who are ready to help answer anybody's question. There is because I was when I don't remember whether it is there now or not, but when I was in Bangalore, I went to ISKCON Bangalore, and there is a big hall. with so many ISKCON devotees sitting there, and there is a one-to-one sessions going on. Like if anybody has a question, there are so many devotees there who have undergone through scriptures and who have gone through the process in ISKCON. They're ready to help the people. Okay, so that's I really like that, because when I saw that one, I was very happy. And maybe when I was there, I was not that much matured, but now after I understood some things and I'm going through the philosophy and I'm understanding something, now I see the value of what they're doing in that year whenever I saw that. Okay, so I think ISKCON may be still doing that. I think I wish uh, every temple should do that. Okay. So they should clear doubts of any devotees or any person who is having any question. That's the one thing. The thing is the point 3F. Okay. So the thing is, this is very, very important, and temple should take care. I think temples are already taking care of it, but they should uh, make it more effective. Okay. So the thing is, there may be some people who are coming in an improper dress code or any other similar things. Like there may be some things which we need to follow, and people may not follow, and they come. Okay. So when a person comes with improper dress uh, as a devotee, it's a very difficult situation to handle that, because if you directly go and tell that devotee that you are coming like this, you should not come, then there is a possibility that that person may take it in a different ways. He may feel insult, or sometimes he may feel like, why this person is telling, what is wrong if I come like this, other people are also coming like this. There are so many things. Okay, so I'm not discussing how a temple should handle the situation, but we are just telling that temple should have a polite way of handling this kind of devotees who are doing some mistakes. Okay, in the temple, and also oh, when in the temple, and also when entering the temple. Okay, and also there are so many things we can discuss here, but generally I will tell one or two things. One thing is, when arti is going on, don't talk. That's one thing. Okay, and other thing is, when abhishekam or something, when a ritual is going on and devotees are and priests are chanting mantras which are very, very powerful, and you cannot keep on chatting with the neighbor devotee, with your devotee who is next to you, something useless topic like discussing about your job or something. Suppose two people who are working in the same organization, they go to temple, and if they keep discussing about their project in the temple, that too when a ritual with a lot of chanting is going on, it is not only a waste of time for them, and also when they are discussing, it will give a problem for other devotees also. So the thing is, temple management should take care of uh, those kind of things, so that other devotees will be taken care. Like so, it is general common sense, but there are people who keep discussing about their topic even in the temple also, their personal things. So we should that temple should handle all these kind of things. Okay, so many things are there like this. Temple should find out what are all the things which they need to take care, and then they should uh, tell the devotee in a very polite way. That is very important. Okay, so that is the main thing here. That's what they should do it. And other one is the last point, and which is not the least and very, very important actually. We should have discussed this very first, but we are discussing it in the last point. Okay. The thing is, temple should be very careful in selecting the volunteers. It is a very, 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 very important. Okay. Volunteers should be very pleasing and never show anger or frustration. Proper training should be given before, especially at places where there is an interaction with the devotees. This is very, very important. And I think there are some temples, there may be so many places where people are a little bit arrogant, or they're frustrated with the devotees, or the way they show anger. Some devotees, some volunteers may show anger. Maybe there is a situation where a devotee is wrong, but devotee may be wrong because there are things like maybe he purposefully he will not do a mistake, but by suppose without the knowledge, maybe the devotee may not know something and he will do the mistake. And the volunteer who is handling that ritual or whatever, no, he the volunteer should immediately not show anger on the devotee who has done a mistake. There is a way to correct the devotee in a pleasing way. Okay. The first thing is, anybody who will come to the temple, they will come for peace of mind. Okay. So if when volunteers are not peaceful and they are showing anger at the devotees, and also they are showing frustration, okay, so it's a big problem for the devotees. Okay. So the temple management should be very careful. Especially there are so many people who are interested to do volunteering, but you cannot call everyone to do volunteering. Okay. So you should first analyze the person, what is that that person can be used for. There are so many places where a temple needs volunteering. Okay, whether they are to make the garland, or to make arrangements for any abhishekam, or to make arrangement to bring some things for the temple, to pick up some stuff for the temple from any store. So many things are there, and also to make arrangements if any big event is going on, is coming up in the next month. Just make some arrangements like arranging all the things which are necessary. So many things are there. These are all things which doesn't involve any devotee relationship. Okay. And there are specific places where exactly the devotees will be interacting with the volunteers. Those are the places very, very difficult, and we should put a right people there. Especially the main qualification for the people who are doing volunteering, where there is an interaction with the devotees, the main qualification which I feel is they should never lose the temper. Number one. Number two is they should not show anger. And also they should never insult any devotee, okay, before others. Okay, that so many things are there. If you list, there is the list will keep going. Okay, so the main thing is they should, if the person is like that, if suppose a person is having this kind of negative things, and still he is interested to volunteer, so temple management should not discourage that person's interest, and maybe they can put that person to volunteer in some places where there is no interaction with devotees. Maybe they can help in arranging things and some other stuff. Okay, but not, but slowly once they start doing that one, and also they should keep training, or they should have some kind of orientation or something, where they should tell that devotees should be taken care like this. You should not show anger, or some kind of training they should have. Temple management should discuss all these things, and they should come up with a plan to take any volunteers also. Then this kind of problems will not be there, and the temple will be very peaceful, and even devotees will show interest to go to the temple, and they will get a peace of mind, and it will be good for the temple and for the devotees, and it will be good for everyone. So that is the thing. Okay, so there is so much we can discuss here, but it is fine because these are the things which we listed. So Hindu temples should be thought provoking and informative. Informative means they should trigger a thought for a devotee that self realization is our ultimate goal. And the other thing is they should be thought provoking, in the sense they should keep telling something or if a person is coming to the temple for a month or two, definitely that person should get some trigger at some point. If there is no trigger to to a devotee who is going for in the temple for the next for the 2 to 3 months, then there is something wrong. And something wrong means like something can be changed, and so that this devotee can be helpful, right? Because he is attending the temple for 2 to 3 months. Simply they are giving a tirtham and prasadam and they are sending outside, and rituals they are doing, and this person is attending. Nobody is explaining anything there. And also on top of that, this person is not even going to any class where what they are conducting. It's of not much benefit. Okay, there is a benefit for everything what you do in spirituality, but thing is the benefit, if it is very minimal, it's of not much use. Okay, the ultimate goal of the life is self-realization, which needs a lot of effort. Okay, it is not like a small thing just like that it comes. Okay, first of all, if nobody is giving you a thought that self-realization is the ultimate goal of your life, without even knowing that one, if a person dies, it's unfortunate. Okay, so when the person is coming to the temple, then definitely temple is having a responsibility that they should help the devotee to elevate in some level, at least whatever percentage it is. If the temple is not doing that, it is something which temple has to think. Temple management has to think, and they should help everyone. Okay, so it is good that we discuss this topic. I think if anybody has any question or something about the topic, or any comments, they can always they are welcome. And just for the people who are new or who did not watch any other videos, just this is a kind of, we are just a kind of stepping towards liberation group. We are just a few group people who are interested to step towards liberation. So that's why we are doing all these kind of things. And there are so many videos which we uploaded already, and we will do in the future also. So if anybody has any question about what is this stepping towards liberation group, and what we are doing, and if they want to be part of the group, they can always send email to groupstl.2022@gmail.com, which is displayed in this slide. So just to get in touch with our group, and it will be helpful. And I think this topic probably whatever we discuss will definitely be useful, I think. So let's close this topic, and we'll meet in the next video with some other topic. Hari Om.